Hello dear students, how are you all? Welcome once again, and today we are going to study transformation of voice, which is a very important topic, and not only important but is very interesting as well. So as I always say, share the session as much as possible so that more students may connect with us, and we also want to reach as many as students we can. So please share the session as much as possible, and then today we'll see the transformation of voice, which is not only a very interesting topic but also very important as well. Deepak Singh, good afternoon. So this is the first class of transformation of voice, and in this week, today is Tuesday, from Tuesday to Saturday we'll try to complete this topic, voices, and we'll also try to practice questions, important questions, previous year questions, right? So my duty is to teach you, my duty is to prepare you for the examination, but your duty is to take us to your friends, to your relatives, those who are still not watching my classes. Motivate them to watch your class, share the session. Okay, let's start today's session. So the topic is transformation of voice. Okay, see, we have two voices in English. Okay, a sentence can be in active voice and it can also be in passive voice. Okay, a sentence can be in active voice and in passive voice. So what are active voices and what are passive voice, and why do we need two different voice in English language? See, to simplify this, in a sentence, subject is the most important part. Okay, in a sentence, subject is the most important part. But what if an object becomes more important than subject? For example, let me give you an example. If you are going to buy a pen, for example, you need a pen and you are going to buy a pen, what is more important for you, the pen or the person who is selling the pen? For example, you have to buy a pen and you are going to market. So what is more important as a buyer, as a consumer? What is more important for you, the pen or the shopkeeper who is selling this pen? Of course the pen, because you need a pen. Now it doesn't matter who is selling it. Raju is selling the pen, Ravi is selling pen, Rohan is selling pen, Sohan is selling pen, whoever is the salesman, you don't need to worry because you need pen, whoever is selling it. Okay, so if the object of a sentence becomes more important than the subject, the sentence should be in passive voice. Okay, for example, suppose you are a buyer. Suppose you are buyer and you need a pen. Okay, suppose you are a buyer and you need a pen. Okay, now when you go to market, there is one signboard in which the statement is written, Ravi sells pen in this shop. This is a signboard. Okay, this is a signboard, and one more signboard is there. One more signboard is there. Pens are sold in this shop. We have two different signboards on two different shops. Okay, one signboard reads, Ravi sells pen in this shop, and the other one reads, pens are sold in this shop. So these are two different signboards which are hanging on different shops. Now you are a buyer and you need a pen and you have gone to market. You are in the market actually. Which signboard will attract you more, this one or this one? If you need a pen, which signboard will attract you more? Of course this one, because when you read the first signboard, the first word is Ravi. Are you interested in Ravi? Although Ravi is selling pen, of course Ravi is selling pen, but the very first thing that you see on this signboard is Ravi. Now, are you interested in Ravi? No. You are interested in pen. And to reach the word pen, you have to go through two more words. Then you will reach the pen, which is your target. But when you read this signboard, the very first word you see is pen. And if you are a buyer, you need a pen. You are very much interested in the first word, pen. So you are going to market looking for pen. And the first word you see on the signboard is pen. So this signboard will attract you more. Now, if you see here, Ravi is the subject and pen is the object. Ravi is the subject, pen is the object. But your target is pen. You are looking for a pen. So the object of the sentence becomes more important than the subject itself. And when the object becomes more important than subject, the sentence should be in passive voice. Remember, this is active and this is passive. So when object of a sentence becomes more important than subject, the sentence must be in passive voice. So that is why we need to study active and passive voice. Hope you got the point. The question is, many students ask me, sir, why do we need two different voices, active voice and passive voice? Why can't the sentence be in just one voice? Because the subject is important, like doer is important, it is active. And when doer is not important, it is passive. Okay? Right. So this was about why passive voice is important. Okay. If for example, if there was a snake in my room, yesterday there was a snake in my room. Okay. Now one of my friend came to meet me and asked, where is the snake? Where is the snake that was in your room? Now I have two ways to answer his question. First, I killed the snake. Second, the snake has been killed. Both are correct. I killed the snake and the snake was killed. Passive. Which sentence is more suitable in this situation? The snake has been killed is more suitable because the question that has been asked is about a snake. It is not about me. Right? So when object is more important than subject, the sentence should be in passive voice. Now how to change an active sentence into passive. How to change an active sentence into passive? How can we change? So there are certain rules that we must know. Okay. So first rule is rule 1 is change of helping verbs. Change of helping verbs. So in a very simple terms, let me explain. Whatever your helping verb is, just add the appropriate form, just add the appropriate form of be verb in the existing helping verb of active sentence. Okay. When you change an active sentence into passive, what you need to do is just one simple thing, that add an appropriate form of be verb with the existing helping verb of active sentence. For example, let me elaborate. For example, if active sentence is present indefinite, helping verb in passive would be is MR. Okay, is MR plus V3. Always remember, you have to write third form of verb. If active sentence is continuous, is MR plus being plus V3. Okay. If active sentence is perfect, has F plus been plus V3. You just need to, keep in mind that which helping verb has to be used while changing an active sentence into passive. Okay. So present indefinite is MR plus V3. Present continuous is MR plus being plus V3. Has F perfect, has F plus been plus V3. Fourth, past indefinite. Let me write the structure. This is past indefinite. Okay. Was, were plus V3. Past continuous. Was, were plus being plus V3. Okay. Past perfect. Had plus been plus V3. Future indefinite. Will, shall plus be plus V3. Okay. and future perfect. Future perfect. Okay. Now tell me one thing. Have I missed any tense? Have I missed any tense? Here we have present indefinite, we have present continuous, we have present perfect. These three are present tense. Then we have past indefinite, then we have past continuous, and we have past perfect. These are three past tenses. Then we have future indefinite and future perfect. Did I miss any tense? Yes, I did. Which tense is missing? Which tense is missing? Present perfect, continuous, past perfect, continuous, future perfect, continuous, future continuous. Okay, these are the four tenses which I did not mention in the previous slide. Have a look. We have present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect, but present perfect continuous is missing. Past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect, but past perfect continuous is missing. Then in future we have just two, future indefinite and future perfect. Future continuous and future perfect continuous are missing. So I did not write these four tenses there. Why? Because these tenses cannot be transformed into passive. Okay, always remember that none of the perfect continuous, whether it is present perfect continuous or past perfect or future perfect continuous, none of the perfect continuous tenses including future continuous tense be transformed into passive. Okay, so these are the four tenses that cannot be. These are the four tenses which cannot be transformed into passive, right? Besides these four tenses, here I have written all the tenses and their helping verbs. Okay, so let's see some examples. Let's see some examples. What you have to do, how to transform. How to transform. See, in a sentence you have a subject, then you have helping verb, then you have verb, then you have indirect object, then you have direct object, then you have preposition, and then again you have objects, right? So this is a basic structure of active. Okay, now what you need to do is bring indirect object as the subject. ठीक है, bring indirect object in the beginning of a sentence as the subject. Okay, then helping verb, and after helping verb we need be verb. Okay, after helping verb we need be verb, and this verb in third form, and then remaining direct object. Okay, and the part which is after preposition must remain the same. It does not require any change. Okay, so what we have done, indirect object as subject, then helping verb plus be verb, then the verb in whatever form it is, it doesn't matter. It should be in third form and then direct object. One more thing you can do is bring direct object as the subject. Bring direct object as the subject. Okay, helping verb, then be, then third form of verb, and to plus indirect object. So always remember that if you bring direct object as the subject, we need to before indirect object. Okay, so this is the way you change an active voice into passive. Right, let's see some examples. I am teaching you English. Okay, now transform this sentence. What should be the passive voice of this sentence? Who would like to tell first? What should be the passive of this sentence? What should be the passive of this sentence? See, first, bring indirect object as the subject, you. Okay, then helping verb is am, but am is according to I, but now the subject is you, so am would be changed into are, so you are. Okay, now after helping verb we need be verb, and which form of verb is used after are? It is ing form, so be becomes being, you are being. Then the main verb is teaching, which should be here in the third form, you are being taught, and then English. You are taught, you are being taught English. Now we have one more thing remaining, I, so it will go like by me. You are being taught English by me. Okay, one more thing you can do is bring English as the subject, English. Okay, now it was am according to I, it was are according to you, now the subject is English, so it will be is. English is being taught to you by me. Okay, so these are the two ways in which we can change this sentence into passive. Okay, you are being taught English by me, English is being taught to you by me. Okay, now let's transform some more sentences, then I'll tell you further. Okay, some questions for you. Some questions for you. Ravi has beaten his neighbor. She is cleaning the floor. I killed a snake. Now transform all these sentences into passive. Ravi has beaten his neighbor, she is cleaning the floor, and I killed a snake. Tell me the passive of all three sentences. Tell me the passive of all three sentences. The first sentence should be Ravi has beaten his neighbor. Okay. So here we have his neighbor. This is the object. Okay. So here his neighbor will become Ravi's neighbor. Ravi's neighbor. Okay. Then helping verb is has. Then been. Then beaten by him. Ravi's neighbor has been beaten by him. Okay. If you write his neighbor, this will be wrong, because a noun always comes first. Okay. A noun always comes first. You cannot use pronoun before a noun or possessive before a noun. Whenever you have option to write a noun or pronoun, you should always write a noun first. So here the sentence started with a noun Ravi, but when we change it into passive, the object has to be the subject and the object is his neighbor. So you also need to change his neighbor into Ravi's neighbor, because here the word his represents Ravi. So his neighbor will become Ravi's neighbor. Now she is cleaning the floor. So its passive would be the floor, then after floor is, then being, and the third form of main verb, which is cleaned by her. The floor is being cleaned by her. I killed a snake. So here the object is a snake was killed by me. Okay. This way you can change an active sentence into passive. Now tell me, are we going in a right direction? Are you getting the point? Are we discussing the fruitful things? Because my only target is to let you learn something, and if you are learning something from my class, then only the class is fruitful. Otherwise, I'll be wasting your time. Okay. Now, how to change an interrogative sentence into passive. How to change an interrogative sentence into passive. See, when we change a WH question into passive, there are three categories. Okay. What is an interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence means questions. Okay. And the question starts with WH word. So when we change a WH question into passive, there are three categories. And what are those three categories? First category is who. Second category is whom. Third category is what. And fourth category is all other WH words. Okay. So these are three categories basically: who, whom and what. And fourth category is all other remaining ones, right? So what we need to do is, whenever you see who in active sentence, change it into by whom. Okay. Whom into who. Okay. Now what has two conditions? First is by what, and second what. If what is subject, if what is object. Okay. In a sentence, if the word what is subject, it will be changed into by what, and if the word what is object, it will be changed into it will not be changed, it will remain same what. Okay. And all other WH always remain the same, always remain the same. So while transforming an active sentence into passive, change who into by whom, change whom into who. Okay. Change what into by what if it is subject. What will not be changed if it is object, and all other WH words will not be changed at all, right? Let's see some examples. Let's see some examples. Who is teaching you? Second, whom were you teaching? Now change these two sentences into passive. Who would like to take the initiative? Who is teaching you and whom were you teaching? See, very easy. We know that whom has to be changed into by whom. Change it, right? We have changed by whom. After WH word we need helping verb. So helping verb is it, and this is the object, so it will become subject, and with you we need are. So by whom are you, and then being, and then taught. By whom are you being taught? This will be the passive of this sentence, and it is very easy. Okay. We have simply changed whom into by whom. Now after WH word we need helping verb. Helping verb is always according to the subject, and here subject is you. Okay, because in the active sentence you was the object, and if you was the object in active sentence, it must be subject in passive. So we have brought you from object to subject, and since the subject is you now, the helping verb would be are, because helping verb is always according to the subject. So we have used is with he, who, but here the subject is you, so the helping verb would be are. By whom are you? And then after are we need being, because this is continuous tense, being, and the third form is taught. By whom are you being taught? Right, now change this one. Second one, change Atul, Priyanka, Deepak, whoever is watching me right now, try to change this sentence into passive. Try to change this sentence into passive. Whoever is watching me right now, please go ahead. I want to see that whether you are able to change this sentence into passive or not. Whom were you teaching? Deepak Singh has answered who had been. Deepak, this is the most common mistake that students often make while changing an active sentence into passive. Beta, always remember that tenses do not change. If an active sentence is in present, its passive will also be in present. If active sentence is future, its passive will also be in future. Tense never change while changing an active sentence into passive. Okay, so here we have past continuous. You cannot change it into perfect, it will be in past. Now see, whom has to be changed into who? In the previous slide I told you that who has to be changed into by whom and whom has to be changed into who. So whom becomes who, right? After wh word we need helping verb. We need helping verb. So helping verb is was. Now you will say that here we have were and here you are using was. So this were was according to you. Now we need helping verb for who, and for who we use was. So who was, then being taught. Okay, now here you is the subject, and if you is the subject here, it should be object in the passive. So it would be by you. So the sentence would be who was being taught by you. Who was being taught by you? Priyanka Sharma, absolutely correct, beta. Absolutely correct. Okay, now I'm giving you two more sentences. I'm giving you two more sentences. Who is telling you the story? And second sentence, change these two sentences into passive. Change these two sentences into passive. Let's see. Very first thing, who has to be changed into by whom. Okay, by whom. Now here you is the subject, you is the object, so it will become subject. After WH word we need helping verb, so the helping verb is, but according to you, is will become are. By whom are you, then we need being. Third form of telling is told, and then the story. By whom are you being told the story? By whom are you being told the story? Okay. And second sentence, whom did Ravi give his pen? So whom has to be changed into who. Okay. This is a past indefinite sentence. So in past indefinite we need subject, verb after who. So who gave Ravi, who was given a pen by Ravi. This will be the sentence. Okay, who was given a pen by Ravi. So you just need to keep in mind only two things, that whom has to be changed into by whom, and who has to be changed to by whom, and whom has to be changed to who. Okay. So just practice these simple things, and okay. So just practice these simple things, and tomorrow we will continue the topic with some very important examples of active and passive. Remember one thing, that active passive is a very important part in all examinations wherever English grammar is the part of question paper. Okay, so tomorrow we will continue with the same topic, and tomorrow I will not teach you theory. Tomorrow we will be solving some very important questions, and multiple choice question, where I will give you a sentence and there will be 4 options and you will have to choose the correct passive form. Okay, so tomorrow is going to be a very important day, because tomorrow we will practice very important questions of active and passive voice. So practice these things. Till then, goodbye.